engineering dreams to IM scheme, from P&G shells to Udaan's big team. Now he's brewing success with a sparkling twist. At the helm of Kingfisher, you can't resist. A leader who combines wisdom and cheer. Please welcome Mr. Vivek Gupta, CEO of United Breweries, right here.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, sir. How are you? How is Doon like for you? I hope you're not missing Bangalore.
No, absolutely. I think we love Bangalore because the city is there, but Dehradun is amazing. The hills gives you a different kind of energy, freshness of air, and amazing new young India you can see. So very excited to be here.
So I hope it's serene enough for you and you're not really missing it back there at your headquarters.
No, actually, we love it. In fact, we were thinking of staying here longer and come back for vacations. But right. No, absolutely. I think the best part of India is there's so much of diversity everywhere we go in our jobs. So we almost travel almost 10 to 15 days a month. Okay, and we explore different cities. So it's always great to learn new things about this.
That sounds really hectic. I mean, what I initially thought you were just a globetrotter from India to other countries, but I hear that you were traveling a lot in India itself. So apart from Uttarakhand, are you going to other cities as well to open up your breweries now?
See, United Breweries is the largest brewing company in India. Mm-hmm. We have 35 of the breweries, 19 of our own, and 16 with our contract manufacturers. We do business in every single state in India where the alcobev is allowed, where there is prohibition, we cannot do the business. And so we actually keep going back to meet our consumers and customers. And alcohol business is a state-by-state business because of regulatory. So yes, we do travel a lot to meet our consumers, our customers, our partners, our people, and actually learn from them and then execute our plans.
Right. But so this is all about the present. Let's go brick by brick and start by your childhood. What was your early childhood like? What kind of family environment did you grow up to? And do you think it had something to do with who you are today as a person? Did it shape you in a way?
Yeah, no, I think reflecting back, my father was a banker and I grew up in rural Punjab, in the villages when our home was the first home to have a black and white TV. When we had almost every time when you had Chitrahar, there were almost 50 kids and people come and watch the thing when we all come back and talk about Vikram Vetal. So, and then because he was in a government job, we used to get transferred very often. So when every time you feel like you are settled in a school, you get to a new school in a new city. So it learned a lot about, connections, making new friends, adaptability, adjusting, learning from different environment, and also to work hard, because every time you are traveling, you are looking forward to what next. So yeah, absolutely. The childhood values of hard work, about adaptability, making new friends, enjoying what you have, really helped me shape up who I am.
So is that partly the reason why you kept traveling so much in India and then Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, China? You've traveled to a lot of cities. Do you think your childhood had some part?
Maybe the jobs I was offered, they would have seen that I love traveling, meeting people. Right. I love adaptability. I love exploring new things. So I was just fortunate, and I've worked in mostly consumer business, whether it's Procter & Gamble, which is the largest consumer good company, or Udaan, which is the largest EB2B consumer company in India, and now United Breweries, which is the largest brewing company in India. So, and you have to go where your consumers are. Absolutely. So I've been fortunate to travel the world, or the countries in the world, and part of India.
Right, that's true. And while you were in college or school, were you the first bencher, a backbencher, or the one outside class?
No, I was definitely not one outside class. I was definitely backbencher in many classes. Okay. And because of my height, I was never a first bencher.
I can understand.
But I would say I was not outside the class, though at times I was asked to be the outside the class to do that. But yeah, I was not the first bencher. I was not, the topper in the class and all. Maybe I was. Yeah, I was in the middle of the pack.
And do you think that is all right? Like if you were to hire someone, or if you were to look back at your own self, would you be satisfied or would you be looking for something more from those students?
Yeah, no, I actually think that it is absolutely fine. I think, what I learned, because that gave me a lot of time to do other things, to build my social network, to invest time in sports, to learn about cricket, which I really like watching, or sports, to really do that. So I actually think it is absolutely fine. But if I wish I would have worked even harder, because you replied, why did I lose those marks? I could have done better, but no regrets on this. And when we look at students, I actually think it's more on who you are. Are you curious? Do you have learning agility? Are you disciplined? Are you proud of yourself? Are you courageous? Are you positive? So I think there are a lot of other things which we look into that.
So, sir, let's just delve a little more into this. A majority of our viewers are 20-year-olds. What is the one mistake you think we should make as 20-year-olds to learn from? Because we're humans at the end of the day. We are bound to make mistakes.
I don't think, a mistake. I think it's everything is a learning thing. I would say to have very, very high ambition. Set a very high goal. And then you will ever be able to actually achieve it. And, if you are worried about failure, you will never be able to drive that ambition. And I think the second thing is be always truthful. Because if you are always, honest and you're always truthful, then we will find the right solutions. And not having that peer pressure is very, very important.
So you're talking about a lot of serious themes that are usually taken lightly, but did something, life-changing or breakthrough happen while you were in your 20s or in your young age career? Did something happen in your life that you can give us as an example to learn?
I was actually the second youngest person who joined IIM Ahmedabad. And I still remember the first day I went to IIM Ahmedabad. And I was sitting in the garden, and the people who were next to me they were all, I saw their pictures in the newspapers years ago. Because they were JE1, JE2, they were very there. And I was feeling that, will I ever be able to clear this exam? Will I ever, where I have come?
Yeah, we all have that.
And actually, then I think I actually went back to my childhood learning that always back yourself. Always focus on what you have versus what you don't have. And what brought you here will take you further. And as you keep learning. So when I started focusing on my strengths, what I can bring to the party, how I want to pace it, then it becomes very easier.
So we have to be focused on ourselves.
So we have to be competitive, but we need to be excelling against our own strengths and focusing on our own strengths versus getting depressed about what we cannot do. And that's my big learning.
Understood. And with changing times, India's market has become very competitive in terms of not only job, but also exams. So do you think if you were to hire someone, would an IIM tag or a MBA degree still matter for a meaningful career? What if they have the skill sets, but they're unable to get those tags?
So look, I think, in some cases, each organization have processes. I would say some of those tags are more of filtering because you have so many candidates. And it's very difficult to interview everyone or to apply everyone. So many of the times these institutes or your degrees actually help you to filter. But that does not stop us to actually get the talent who doesn't have those degrees. And that's why diversity in the organizations is there. So we actually hire people from all type of institutes. We hire engineers who work in our factories. We hire technicians from ITIs. We hire, women talent, women engineers from the local institute. So I think there's a lot of diversity. And I also encourage that, take the initiative. So if you think there is a company you are interested in, there's a job you are interested in, no matter who you are, just write to them and say, look, this is what I'm interested in. You never know, you get a call. So I think it's more filtering, but more than anything else.
It is essential to some part, but it's not everything that matters.
Absolutely. And once you join, it never matters.
Really?
So once you actually join a company, then everything is same. It really depends on how well you are performing, you're adapting, how far you are taking the company vision and how you are creating a new one, and then it matters.
That was a surprising one. We did not think of that. And apart from this, since you've traveled to so many places, I'm sure a lot of us are also planning to go outside and overseas for education or jobs. What were the cultural differences that you thought were very funny or new to you? Were there any?
There are many things. I think the first thing is, it is very important to be disciplined. I think in India we have chalta hai attitude or jugaad. But I really think that having that discipline is very important, whether you are driving or whether you are in Devan. I would say that, not funny, but I also think it's just, you learn different cultures. Because, inherently we have some biases. But what I learned is to learn the good things about the other culture and try to adapt it.
Right.
And the funny thing is that everyone is so passionate about their sports. So when I was in Australia,
Right.
the intensity and
Intensity
passion
of
to
sports.
support the cricket team actually
Right.
doubles when you are
Doubles.
overseas.
Right.
But it is true when my Australian
Right.
friends comes to India, it is the same.
Right.
So there are more commonalities than differences. Is that
Right.
what I learned?
See, I see that you focus or lay a lot of emphasis on discipline. Do you have any tips or any advice as to how one can start being disciplined in life? Something that you follow or something that you could tell
No,
us?
I think I'm not a role model of discipline, because you need to have discipline in all the aspects of your life.
Right.
But I do think that for me, work ethics is very important.
Right.
So I definitely make sure that the projects I take over, I follow up on that at the work. I make sure that if I've committed for a meeting, I attend on time. I make sure that I respect others' time, and I
Right.
also try to respect the rules and drive the governance. So it is a journey which is there, but one has to really make sure. I think discipline is about respecting others' time and respecting other boundaries, or following
Got it.
rules, and then challenging in the right manner more than anything else.
Makes sense. And sir, since you've had such a wide diversity of career from startups to MNCs and everything more, what do you think, was very quintessential for you and that you took along, not only in your professional life, but also in your personal life?
No, I would say every assignment was a learning experience. I think in Procter & Gamble, I learned the importance of values. I learned the importance of focusing on consumer. I learned the importance of having, very, very, very deep insights and analytics to make plans. When I went to startup, I learned the importance of owning a business and creating a business. I learned the importance of money.
Right.
That you can be in a stage where you have to actually serve not only yourself but the hundreds of employees you are there. So it's a game of survival, but also problem solving. When I am in UB, we are one of the largest taxpayer in the country,
Right.
and we actually help. How do you give back to society? Because every liter of beer we produce, we consume water, we give it back. How do we drive moderation in the society? How do we drive social connections? So every experience is a learning, and you always take back. It makes you more humble. It makes you learn. It makes you more curious. It start appreciating the worldview. So this is how I see it.
Right. Now that we've talked about your current company, which is United Breweries, do you not think it is challenging? What my personal question to you, and which I think a lot of our viewers are also wondering about, is that India's media and government are very dark towards alcohol industry. So without any technical marketing or promotions, how are you still making, increases in your sales and profits? How is it possible to tackle such a challenge?
Yeah, I think first of all, I don't agree that, especially beer should be on dark media. Because beer is a natural product.
Yeah.
And I actually think, we should give credit to Indians, who have maturity to make their own decisions if they are educated.
That's true.
So today I don't have the ability to educate consumers that you're drinking a moderate alcohol with less than 5% alcohol versus you are drinking a 45% alcohol, or you're having a drug. I don't have the ability to talk about social connections and coming together, versus getting drinking to get drunk. So first of all, I disagree. I really hope that at some stage, we become a free market where we actually have a right to voice and to really bring together. But in that context, yeah, it is difficult, and that's where the creativity and innovation remains. So it's very important to talk to our customers in the stores. It's very important to have great quality product so that we never disappoint our consumers whenever they have a good experience. It's very important to have great design of packaging, so when they feel good about it. It's very important to have great flavors, taste, innovations. It's very important to celebrate events with them, like what we do with IPL, what we do with music. So I think it is tough, but it also brings the new creativity to really do that. Like we are thinking of how do we get more beer in the homestays in Uttaranchal, So it gives you a creativity there, but yeah, I think it's exciting, I would say.
So all in all, I mean, it's not such a hindrance, or you just know how to tackle it well.
No, I think it is a hindrance. I wish if we have advertising, we could have done much better job to communicate to consumer, and the category would have been much, much bigger. So there is no doubt about it. But within the constraint, it actually challenges you to think differently and bring the best out of what you have.
The last one is more towards a fantasy question. Is UBL, planning to extend its products or brands in the beverage industry? Maybe with new spirits or wines or something that is health conscious. Are you planning to do something like that?
Yeah, I think, we actually want to focus on beer. We are the world's pioneering beer company.
Right.
Actually, Kingfisher is the #1 brand which Indians outside India remember.
Yeah.
So we really want to focus on beer. But having said that, we have a plethora of products. We actually have a very big water brand. We actually do 0 alcohol. So we do Heineken 0 where there's 0 alcohol in the beer to really do that. We always look at innovation because Heineken is a global company.
Right.
But right now our focus is to be the pioneers in the beer industry in India.
And UBL's ethos is the joy of true togetherness. What does it mean to you personally, and does it extend out of work as well, or is it?
No, I must tell you that this is a big part of, as you asked me the question, what you take back from each of your experience.
Yeah.
I would say joy of true togetherness is something which I really embrace this purpose, because social connections gives you happiness. There are a lot of studies that, when people come together, they have discussions, they have chat, and especially in the social media thing, when you're always on the gadget, always on the screen, coming together with friends gives you happiness and do that. And beer helps you share those special moments. And that's why joy of true togetherness. So we do a lot of connects within our companies. Like most companies do their leadership offsites or meetings once in a year or twice a year. We do it 4 times a year. So we like to be connected together. We prefer to have offices versus work from home. We give people flexibility to work from home, but we prefer to have offices so that people can come together and enjoy it together. So we like social connections, gathering when we go together. Family. So it's a close coming together and sharing the joy over a beer bottle gives a lot of energy and positivity.
Right. And so lastly, I have a few questions which are rapid fire questions. So just be natural, just whatever you think is fine. Yeah. So, coffee or beer?
Beer.
Beach versus mountain?
Mountain.
If you had to come up with a new brand and logo, what would it be and why?
It would be Kingfisher, something to do with Kingfisher.
No, but what if it was completely new? Something.
Yeah, I think it will have, a rising India or something. I'm very patriotic.
Right. And what is your favorite brand or choice of beverage under UBL?
Ultra.
Okay. A hobby most people would never guess you do.
I would watch sports for a whole night and go to the work as if everything is fresh.
But that is very evident. Your sports is something that we don't know about, some hobby.
Tracking world politics.
Okay.
So I actually, or traveling, I've been to more than 100 countries in the globe myself.
Oh my God. Okay.
So my mission is to travel the world before I die.
You're a passionate traveler, right? If work was out of the equation, what's something you could do happily spending your day?
Watching cricket.
Okay. When, where, and what was your first drink?
It was in a mountain, in a school trip, and with the friends, with the seniors, and the drink was a beer called Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Right. Looking back, do you think your biggest growth came from structured environments or chaos?
I think chaos.
Chaos. Office gossips versus coffee breaks. Which one?
Office gossips.
If your life was the movie genre, what would it be?
Which movie I would watch? What is the question?
What movie genre would it be? Would it be science or horror or thriller?
Or comedy.
Who texts more, family, friends, or people on LinkedIn?
Family.
If a biopic for you was to be made, who would be the celebrity and why?
Very, very hard to think about it. I don't know. I don't think any celebrity will do. My career is not...
No, but if you had to, someone who's your favorite.
I actually don't know. I don't know.
It's okay. And since
I think I don't know. Maybe my parents would be my favorite. Then I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. And since this is Gen Z's era, so this one's about us. What's the most Gen Z thing you've adopted? Slang, meme, app, something.
Yeah, I would say slang.
Okay.
Yeah.
For example, do you have something in mind that is Gen Z?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think my younger son keep telling me you're a big back or something. You give it back. You don't hold things back, right?
Right, I get that.
Yeah.
If you could swap your jobs or life with someone, who would it be?
Yeah, I would actually with the cricket commentator.
Okay.
Yeah, with Harsha Bhogle or maybe.
Right. And lastly, a myth about CEOs that you wish you could bust.
That they have the most easy job. I think they have, the hard work stops when you become a CEO. You actually can delegate. I think that's a myth.
So it's not that you have a very hectic life, because it's looked as a very dream job of sorts in India.
No, it's not a hectic life, but you have to roll up your sleeves.
Makes sense.
You cannot delegate everything.
Right, makes sense.
You do that.
Right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much
for being on the show.
Thank you.